So one of the things that I did not predict happening is, I mean, of course you already know you're going to get the same questions over and over and over again all the time. But I didn't predict that it would get so annoying with the misunderstanding exposed by the questions people ask. You can tell that they are thoroughly in the dark. And me, being the most patient and tolerant and slow understanding person that I am, that causes such a big clash, you know. And it really is kind of a, I don't want to say an IQ test, but it really does expose the level of intelligence on people based on how many questions and comments they make repeatedly all day. So I didn't predict getting exhausted and fed up with it to the point that I'll park the Cybertruck and I'll go drive the Model Y. Because you like questions, but they should be intelligent questions. You like comments, but they should be intelligent comments, just common sense, not super brainiac stuff. But it really exposes how ignorant and dumb people are. So, for example, the question I just got was, and I've gotten this several times. I don't know what several means. Maybe 10. What made you decide to get this? Or the way this one young lady just worded it was, so why were you so inclined to get this one? And it's like, you just saw the back bed while we were loading all your groceries. Do you think I can carry skis? Do you think I can carry lots of luggage? Now, do you know that this is the toughest truck ever made? So, do you see where we are in all of this? Right? You're driving through ditches and potholes and people are back in India and you got, right? So it's not going to dent very easy. So it's going to go through a lot of abuse. You're going over snowbanks and driveways that aren't, but does this seem like a good combination? But yet at the same time, the interior is kind of cushy, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, then why are you asking this fucking question? Right? You know, like, duh, like, and maybe it's because they're thinking like, well, he must have bought it because of the style and he wants to look cool. Whether you like the look or not, it does not matter. You don't buy an airplane, you don't build an airplane to look good and then hope it flies. You build it to fly good, okay? So the peak on the Cybertruck, the one peak, is eliminating 4 different angles that would have added extreme amount of cost and complexity. Complexity appeals to stupid people. Simplicity appeals to smart people. Okay? Drive itself. Tough exoskeleton. Bulletproof toughness. 4-wheel drive. Raise it up real high. Off-road. Do tours. Carry lots of luggage and skis, but yet the interior is still very luxurious, right? Why would you ask that question? Like, what made you inclined to get this one? So I don't get it when somebody says, what made you inclined to get this? It's a truck, it's a Cadillac, it's a sports car, it can raise up high, a tough skeleton. If you don't know this shit, what the f have you been doing with your life? You need to be studying about the Cybertruck. It's fun to share new things with people, But you should be able, with minimal common sense, you should look at the Cybertruck and be able to go like, oh, I can see it's kind of tough. It's a truck, but it's also luxury. It's comfortable. It's air ride suspension. I get it. Like, just common sense. You shouldn't even have to ask. You shouldn't wonder. Then kids that have never seen anything about the Cybertruck will walk right up, look, I bet you it's that. Push the button and open the door. Adults, grown-ups, they tell themselves and shut their brain off, stop their thinking, and say, I don't even know how to get in this thing. I don't know how, I don't know how, I don't know how. So they're telling themselves, and they literally turn their eyes off and they turn their thinking off and say, I don't know how. Rather than being like an inquisitive kid that thinks and goes, I wonder, I bet you it's that. Adults just go, and then they stand there in order to be more difficult, okay? You instantly failed the IQ test. Don't do that. Irritable, okay? When you open the doors on any Tesla, the window drops down so you can open the door because it's smart to eliminate the window frame. The body of the truck, there's another Cybertruck. The body of the truck is already a metal frame. Delete, delete, delete. This is smart. Delete process, delete parts, delete overhead, delete costs, delete labor. So then pass the savings on to the customer. Increase profits. So they'll go to open the door and they'll push the button and the window. I just opened the window. No, you really? You can't see? On my worst, dumbest, foggy-headed day, I would never say to myself, oh, geez, I thought I pushed the picture of the button that looks like a door opening and the window cracked down a little dry. Where have you been? Everybody knows this. There's a Tesla in front of me that says spaceship for the license plate, and it's the Model Y. I didn't predict every ride. And then you can see the wheels turning in their head, like they kind of like all these things, but they don't understand because they're addicted to looking good or worried about what their friends will think or neighbors. So then they want to go like, do you like the way it looks? You know, like, so then you feel obligated to explain that it's made out of the Starship metal and it's bulletproof and you can't bend that into sexy curves and it's smart to delete. So to have from the hood up to the roof down to the thing is only 1 point instead of windshield point, up to the top of the windshield point, to the end of the bed point, then down to the bed point. Right? You've eliminated 3, you've taken 4 points and turned them into 1, and that's smart engineering and all, right? And then they go like, then they really like it. You could tell that what's happening in their head is they go like, oh wow, this is really cool. But then they're worried again about what their neighbors and friends and family think. And they go like, but do you like Elon? You know, so then sometimes my inclination, this guy's wanting to take pictures. Ooh. Then you feel obligated to explain, you know, and it's like, read the book called Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson. I don't like that Walter Isaacson guy, but it's a pretty good book because it documents his childhood and stuff and tells his story a little bit. Kind of remind me of myself a little bit, except I don't know what happened to my DNA in the intelligence department. But, so I didn't expect or predict that I would get, because you think like, oh, this is going to be great. You want to share it. You want to share with everybody and expose and expose. But you really start to get fed up with, I don't want to say stupidity, but the stupidity of the same comments and questions on every single. Why would you get this one? So can a Model X, can this do everything a Model X can do, but can the Model X do everything this can do? Right? This can do everything the Model X can do and more. The Model X can do most of what this can do as far as just people can go, but it cannot haul as many skis. You can't even put a top or the roof rack ski thing because the Falcon doors open like this, so you can't put a roof rack on the thing. You can do a tow hitch dealio that comes up and mount skis this way, okay, but it ain't gonna raise up 16 inches. It ain't gonna drive through a flood. This is the zombie apocalypse vehicle. This is like everything, man. You could put a camper shell on the back of this. You could add the range extender on this. Like, it's like, what are you doing? So then you say, so then they're like, okay, the reason it's shaped the way it is, and so you go into the design and you're explaining that, and you go, now you know Starship? And they're like, what? You're like, Starship! It landed and they caught it with the gantry. It's the most monumental event that happened in all of 2024. This is, why do you not know this shit? What is wrong with you fucking people that you're not studying this stuff? The only reason Americans are going to outer space is because of Elon Musk's SpaceX. Do you like Elon? Yes, thank you, Elon. Not only a great car, not only a cheaper car, not only a funner car, but it's going to drive itself and save millions of lives. It's going to, and if you choose not to own a car ownership is a pain in the butt, kind of. If you live in a city, busy area, and you choose not to own a car, you'll never have to, because robo-taxis are going to be everywhere. Thank you, Elon, for an income opportunity. Thank you, Elon, for making more millionaires than Microsoft, more millionaires than any other company. Thank you, Elon, because it used to cost $10,000 per kilogram to go to outer space. Now it's $15 per kilogram. Thank you, Elon. Okay, shut up with your mainstream media, pop culture, and celebrities garbage that you've been brainwashed in, and you think it's a Tesla cult. No, you're in the cult being brainwashed by the media, pop culture, and celebrities in Hollywood. Okay, then you feel obligated to explain to people that, okay, Tesla's disrupting the dealership network. Dealerships are independently owned, right? If you go to a Ford dealer, it's not owned by Ford. It's owned by Joe Schmo, who started out small, and one day he built up to this big dealership. And how does he make his money? Yeah, selling cars, but makes money on service. Head gaskets and timing belts and radiators cracking and transmission slipping and wearing out your brakes and spark plugs and catalytic converters and mufflers, right? Okay? So they're pissed. And it's undermining dealerships because Tesla is factory direct. So dealerships hate Tesla. Gas and oil hate Tesla. The auto manufacturers hate Tesla because they can't make one profitably yet. And I'm beginning to question if they ever will get profitable. Okay? They can't compete, so they hate Tesla. Gas and oil, obviously. Then advertisers hate Tesla because one of the number one advertisers are the dealership network. So all the Ford dealers in the world pay an advertising fee for their franchise. And if you collect all the Ford dealerships in the whole nation, that amounts to billions of dollars and billions of dollars. All the dealerships all added together for all the car makes and brands. This is the number one advertiser. So do you think that they're going to pay for advertising that would be negative towards Tesla and positive towards them? Yes. Do you think Motor Trend is funded by Ford? Yes. Do you think Car and Driver or Consumer Reports is funded by General Motors? Yeah. So all the advertisers hate Tesla. So you're not going to hear anything but negative. So the bottom line, number one hack in your life is whenever pop culture, media, and the celebrities are dogging on something and saying it's bad and evil, that's the good one. Simple. If you want another analogy, not religious or anything, but Jesus, the Savior and the best, was nailed to the cross as a criminal. Jesus was a felon. Jesus is a criminal. There you go. There's your perfect analogy set in motion and your model for life. Every time the world is lashing out, calling somebody bad, that's the good one. Or something like Tesla, bad. That's the good one. So, because it's so good and amazing and disrupting all of the world, that's why there's so much hate. So, these are all NPCs. So, that's why I'm caught off guard by I didn't see that coming. It's really fun to share. And kids get it. Kids are smart, man. They get it. But it's the adults that are so stupid. And you can't let them go and can't let them continue to go on being stupid. So you feel obligated to, share, show them this stuff. But I did not predict getting so impatient and burned out and annoyed with people because it feels like an IQ test. When they go, oh geez, I just opened the window. No, you didn't. See that there's no frame? And then see how it goes up? How can you be so dumb?